want to hold the camera, bro?
Yeah.
Well, you got to be careful. It's fragile. Flip it around. No. Well, boys, I'm extremely excited about today's upload. We've got some big changes that are going to be happening to the LRA DURTYMAX. We're calling it that for the time being because I still haven't come up with the appropriate name for the truck yet. I like naming the trucks because it gives them personality, it gives them flair, it gives them reference, and it kind of really accentuates everything that it is that they represent. We've got 8-Ball, that's 1,000+ horsepower animal. We've got Bandit that you could be taking home, which is that limited Longhorn with an oh-so-gorgeous brown interior that comes with $30,000 cash, and the giveaway goes through March 24th, and you can simply get some entries online. Check out the site for all the details, and you might just get the call of a lifetime for that thing coming home. We've got then the Super Duty that is behind me, which has been refreshed and looks absolutely incredible, which we also haven't named yet. I guess I'm kind of slacking on the names in some way, shape, and form. So I wanted to open up this vlog today to say the new personality of this truck is clean, it's slick, it's classy, it's sexy, it's pretty flashy at that. We haven't done a truck with kind of the chrome and polish kind of scheme for a little while. Well, until actually this video today. Yes, that's a spoiler alert for what's coming for the white Denali. I'm really kind of somewhat at a loss for names for this truck and for that truck right there behind me. So I seriously am asking for some help. Do you guys just have anything that feels extremely right in your mind about what this thing should go by? And maybe it'll help you later in the video because you'll actually see the personality that this thing's about to invoke. And then also with this stud, this gorgeous beast, this sexy Super Duty. The sexy Super Duty? I have absolutely no idea. But guys, the paint match turned out so incredible on this truck. I had it out the other day mobbing around town, and the coolest thing about it is it's still stock suspension with specialty forged wheels and Nitto 420Vs. Like, that's literally it. It could stay this way, and I'd be so happy with it just as is. But the craziest part about this build is it's only halfway over. We got all the stuff back from Peach Bottom Auto Body. Looks incredible. Headlights from Fillet Fast Headlights. Everything paint to match. No part untouched. But this is only just the beginning. We have some very special parts on their way in from our boy Miles at Flight Fab out of Ohio that are going to literally turn this truck up so many notches. But that's not what today is about. Rather, we're talking about the LRA DURTYMAX. That's what we're calling it for the time being, the king, if you will, because it's been going through a whole bunch of changes in the back end. And well, let me just kind of catch you guys up to speed.
Sometimes I hunt for the storm just to weather it. Prefer them deadly than challenge accepted. And don't get too friendly, my motives are treacherous. There's a thin line between pain and what pleasure is. And on that thin line is me leaving them breathless. Make them aware it's their moment of reckoning. It used to be less of a wreck, now I'm reckless. I'm the best and I still get the best of them. Hold up. Always been the one that got them carrying. Still get a little bloodlust every now and then. Beckoning, follow him or fall to him like they all doing. I follow my own guidance. I follow my own guidance. Still woke up and chose violence. When I talk, they all silent. Everything, said I'm ready for any and everything. Mama said that I could be so many things, but this morning I chose to be menacing. I said everything, baby, everything. Said I'm ready for any and everything. Mama said that I could be so many things, but this morning I chose to wake up and be ready to fight everything, everything. Tell them I'm ready for anything, everything, everything. I swear I'm ready for anything. Bring it on, it's not enough. Baby, I'm ready for everything, everything, everything. Tell them I'm ready for anything. Too competitive. Had a wrestling match with Mount Everest. Leaving as prey, I could chase off the predators. You can't run with me, little boy, you too delicate. Hold up! I'm feeling a little bit dangerous, and they looking a little bit anxious. If I'm laughing while I'm twiddling my fingers, it's only a warning that you can't just walk up to me, talking to me. Ain't no telling my reaction, I could black out. This is such an experience, and it's always one I wanna max out. Everything, said I'm ready for any and everything. Mama said that I could be so many things, but this morning I chose to be menacing. I said everything, that means everything. Said I'm ready for any and everything. Mama said that I could be so many things, but this morning I chose to be menacing. So don't you ever think you're go.
Right now the keys are just cranked up, so it's not necessarily riding the best. Sitting level, but it's not riding great. So we went the extra step, and we are going to be replacing these upper control arms and the stock keys under there for the torsion bar. Now this is a job that we've done many times, so it shouldn't go too terribly. Gotta unhook a few things up front, take some weight off the torsion bars, unscrew some more stuff, put some new stuff back in, tighten all those bolts down that we loosened previously, and then hopefully it drives right. No, I'm just kidding, guys. We'll get this thing all fixed up. Shouldn't take too long here, so sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, it's coming along. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we think about the color? This is the Illusion Teal, same color that's actually on Jake's LBZ, and that was originally first debuted on my channel on the Mini Max. I had hinted at a direction of where my mind was for this truck a little while ago when I had mentioned Mini Max vibes, and a lot of you were super excited. I saw that, and I knew it was the right route. So up here underneath, we've got the new style Cognito control arms. I have to talk to you guys about those real quick, though, because Cognito made some changes that have kind of made the enthusiast job a little more difficult. I guess for the end consumer, it's a little maybe better if somebody just buys these things and throws them in. I'm gonna get back to that here in a minute though. We also powder coated the sway bar and the sway bar mounting brackets. Those have that nice teal, really ties it out nice. Minimal, not over the top. We could have done the knuckle, we could have done the lower control arm like we've done on some of our trucks in the past, like Dream Diesel Giveaway 11 and number 19, which is Kane Rempel. But this time around, I was happy with going kind of just this minimal route, and we're gonna tie it all together today. Also, I made some changes and I added an air pump to the airbags. This is the loose wiring. We haven't tied that up yet, so we're gonna be doing that today. Coming around the back side, you can see the fender flares have been removed in the back because we are gonna be branding this truck something else. The LRA paint match stenciled fender flare lights are going to be coming off, and we are gonna be replacing them with something in the back. You actually have to take the whole fender flare off because you cannot access that light because it resides actually up and above the inner fender lining on the bed, which is kind of a pain. There's a bunch of clips back here that make it kind of challenging. There's just a lot of pulling, and it's kind of a nerve-wracking process, but you just got to do what you got to do. Fortunately, on the front, you don't have to remove them because you can access them from up in the fender well itself. But coming around, we've got the leaf spring packs completely reassembled and back installed. Y'all saw the guys working on those. They look absolutely incredible. Also in that same Illusion Teal. Love this color. The combination of that sparkly blue-green and this pearl white frost tri-coat, incredible. So we're just waiting on those to come back. Unfortunately, we can't really do all that much about those until we get them, but we should have those parts soon. Now, coming around the back, we also made some other changes where I took the tinted taillights that were tinted by Sean at Peach Bottom when it was in Sam's possession and had him add a little bit different paint match compared to what we did on Misfit. So we actually stenciled out right around the whole perimeter of the light itself, did an inlay of paint match to separate the one light from the other light, and then brought out over this kind of raised area here with some stenciled paint match as well. Looks sick. Really, really sick. I don't know. What do you guys prefer more? Do you like this style seeing it, or do you like Misfit style where they are completely painted all the whole way around except for this light, and that light? I don't know. I think for white, this is right, but for black and Misfit, that phantomous creature that he is, that taillight fits that style way, way better. Another thing that I did add is factory GMC badges that we bought, sent down to Sean. He sanded and paint matched smooth. This multi-pro tailgate is actually really sick. It's grown on me pretty considerably, but it felt like something was missing up here, in my personal opinion. Don't know if I'm gonna leave Denali or not. Need to figure that out. And then, guys, this truck came with an awesome pre-existing polished exhaust on it, but it oxidized. It grabbed some contaminant over time, so we actually took that off, had it polished up, and then put it all back on, and it turned out absolutely sick. It looks so good. Now, this truck had factory air ride on it, so we also installed an airlift pump on the back, so that way it can be remote controlled, and this thing's ready to work. Dude, everybody on Instagram saying Bandit with the mirrors up, bro. Really? We've done a really good job of keeping the mirrors down. Hey, Ma!
It's a moose! I love that video, dude. Everyone's saying mirrors up.
They both look really good, but I'm going with up. That's what S. Lone says. Let's see here. Leave them down unless you're towing. Sensible, logical, I like it. Stayed and fit, up for sure. Fiera Mitch, Moose.
Yeah,
the guy like this. And then another guy's like Moose mirrors. And then another guy's like this. Both look absolutely
fire. That was the most extra description of that you possibly could have done and you nailed it.
So what do you say, Jake? You need to make a decision. What are we doing?
Wait, we can roll with the mirrors up? Is that a thing? I think you know where I stand on this.
Decision's yours, bro.
Now we're talking.
Zay. It's all. Boy. Now the joke could all come crashing down on me in today's upload because guys, today we are going to be installing these beauties right here. This is a 24x14 flat face American Force Legend SS8. We picked these suckers up just a few weeks ago from Standout Specialties. If you guys want to buy anything from them, you can use discount code enthusiast. That'll get you 5% off of their already ridiculously competitive pricing. And the cool thing about this is not sponsored by any means by American Force. I think they just failed to acknowledge my existence. Although as a non-wheel selling business, I probably buy the most wheels from them ever. Now we just don't have to get into that today. Their factory in South Carolina is back up and running, so I actually got these suckers right here in 3 weeks. It's insane. It's been like 2 years since we've been able to get a set of wheels from the factory by American Force. I've found ways to pinch hit on that, but these ones right here came in pretty quickly. I've actually got 2 other sets of wheels coming in from the boys over at Standout Specialties as we speak. They actually had these all ready to rock and roll for me with this Venom RT. Had these on Lone Star, which went off to Rafael Pena down in the Lone Star State, although he's serving our country right now in the Navy right down there in Virginia. Thank you for your service. And that goes out to everybody serving the greater good of the public out that follows me. I really appreciate you guys. And these are what's going to be going on the truck today. So 24x14s. This wheel right here is essentially, from my calculations, I haven't actually done specifics. It's essentially a 22 with a 355/40, which was on Misfit, which if you can't recall, I actually ran leveled and I had full turn. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit in this video, assuming that I don't make a complete fool of myself and I can't turn at all with this wheel. But if my calculations serve correct, I should be able to. The NorCal mod is a front fender or cab modification that DURTYMAX owners deploy to get more room from their setup and to reduce the amount of lift and increase the amount of tire or wheel and tire offset, whatever the combination might be, to be able to actually turn. So I wanted to show you guys what the NorCal mod looks like on a 2020 plus body style DURTYMAX versus the older trucks where you actually had to do some cab corner alterations. These new body style trucks, you don't have to. It's almost like the body's actually got considerably larger on these versus the older body styles. So what happens now is you actually have a lot more fender versus fender to cab ratio. So now you've got this whole fender area here, whereas on the older trucks, the fender was considerably smaller and then it was the cab. So when you got behind it, you actually had to take some of the pinch welds, bend them down, cut a bracket out, and then bend it up to do the NorCal mod. Whereas on these trucks, it's considerably easier because this all right here is just some aluminum fender. And then there's this bracket that you have to trim down as well, but they make it pretty easy because right here, there's already kind of like a guide point. So what we do on our trucks is we will actually take our cut top here. This is about 3 inches, 3.5 inches up, and we will go right in front of the actual hole that exists for the cap that goes right here factory. We'll take it down and we'll cut it across to be in line with this inner fender skirt bracket. And then we will take the final cut all the way across to this mounting point right here so that can still exist. And then what you can do is you can actually pull the fender liner in, still have all of your coverage, just more real estate to turn. Now, if all goes as planned, after we make those cuts, we get down, we utilize the increased adjustability of our Cognito upper control arms and our Kryptonite leveling keys, which are just a little bit offset from factory to allow you to boost things down a little bit further. And we should be in business and ready to rock and roll. Now, before I do that though, the Rancho shocks do have to come off of the truck. They're going to limit our downward travel right now because we do have some other shocks that are going to be going in this setup here shortly. We'll start with the back because we know that there's not going to be any rubbing back here. Aha, yes, look at those things. They're gorgeous. Okay, that's 1 of 4. Under that one right there. Oh, yes. Look at the stance, the girth, the width. Ooh, it is looking so good. That's 2 of 4 down. Now the moment of truth where I might make an ass out of myself, but only time will tell. My calculations are right. Offset, dimensions, wheel width, tire height, tire width. Should be able to turn. Hopefully. Looks good, can't turn? I don't know. Only time will tell.
Same game, but I'm on a different level. I passed it. Gotta keep grinding till I'm laid up in the casket. No fake round, but you feeling too plastic. Yeah, y'all feeling too plastic. They say my style crazy, but then it's straight jacket. Wow.
Why you still testing my patience? Trying to turn me into something I ain't trying to be. All the hate is in heavy rotation. You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me.
Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley Testament. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley Testament. Cause I'm looking like Wesley Testament. especially test me. Yeah, guess I know no better. I ain't got no chill, so they call me a devil. I know. Look, I am just a man on a mission. If I want it, then I get it, I go. And if you're trying to test me a beast, you gon' need Liam Neeson. The chance that you taking is flagrant. You're testing your luck. If you think you make it out, then you're sadly mistaken. Careful what you putting your stake in, cause I ain't got no patience.
Dang, that thing sounds so good. All right, so let's move up to the front here. Jake and I just did an exercise. Recommend having a spotter when you do this, so that way when you make contact with your bumper, you can gauge how much you're making contact with your bumper. Good news is here, we are clear on the back end, all ready to rock and roll. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've never really said anything about it, but I never run the fender cap extensions on these trucks just because I like them with the wider wheels. Kelderman does offer a really nice 3D printed option that can go up in there, but GM's design really hinders your real estate. You really need every ounce of this little area to clear a wide wheel setup. It's just one of those sacrifices if you want to run wide wheels. It is what it is. It might not be for everybody, but for me, I really don't personally care. But we are here and we're looking at the front now. So the valance is 2 pieces on these trucks, 1, 2, and then to the bumper. There's a little tab right there that marries the bottom valance with the upper valance. We're going to trim this little tab out right here. There is a bolt that goes through, but it can be relocated. It's a very simple process. So we're going to cut that tab, move that bolt in so everything's still nice and tight. Then we'll be ready to rock and roll because that is our only contact point now, being that this truck already had a minor trim valance, but there is no cutting on the bumper. Janitor Jack is in the building. He's gonna work on cleaning some stuff up, keeping a tidy house in these parts. We are Penn State. My man was roaring this morning. We are making the Nittany Lions proud. He's in here checking out some of the builds. You can see we've got Misfit back on its stock wheels. Jack was helping in the pit car crew with changing everything over. We're actually getting the 22x12s back to Sam at Lime Ridge. They are loaded up in the back of 8-Ball as we speak. And I'm walking away from what I was talking about with the white Denali, mostly because my almost 2-year-old son is just on a mission to get into everything. See you, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Pull, pull, pull. Now push. Truck. Do you like Daddy's new wheels? Yeah. Trucks. Do you like Daddy's new wheels and setup? Do you like the blue? Blue. Good job, man. You are picking up so many words. That's 8-Ball. You love 8-Ball?
Yeah.
Is this your favorite truck?
Yeah.
My man knows. He just knows. So yes, boys, we do have full turn out of the truck now. I have not measured from tire to the bottom of the fender flare front to rear quite yet. I would have loved to add that to this video, but we got to keep those fender flares off for the custom lights that are going to arrive from Fillet Fast headlights to go in place of the LRA ones that are on the truck before we officially coin it ours. But if we stand up here, it looks like the truck has a little bit of a rake, just a slight bit. I wouldn't say it's over the top, but it would be comparable to what was on Misfit prior to get those 355s and 22x14s to clear. Big things are in store for this white truck right here behind me, and it's looking absolutely incredible, guys. What do you think about the new setup on the truck? And what do you think of version 2 since it's been in our possession, man? I call it a little bit of a glow up. What do you want to hold the camera, bro?
Yeah.
Well, you got to be careful. It's fragile. Flip it around. No.
Yeah.
You want to remind everyone one thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say, everybody, don't forget to get your entries for Bandit and $30,000 in cash. You, right there. Don't forget. Because little Jack wants to hand you the title and the keys and the cash to that truck right there behind us. Is that right?
Yeah.